Hi friends, this is Mainak Misra and welcome back to my channel. I repeat the same prayer that the pandemic is not over yet. So please take care of yourself and your family members. Today I will be discussing with you Andrei Tarkovsky's classic film Solaris. Andrei Tarkovsky's classic film Solaris is a science fiction film but mostly raises questions about human existence and consciousness. Tarkovsky was never interested in space exploration or research. Using the science fiction setup, he tried to portray human dreams, memories, emotional depth, and the language of love. More than the alien world, he was interested to capture human existential crisis. So Solaris is not just a science fiction film. It's a film that acts as a mirror to mankind. Through Solaris, Tarkovsky raises multiple important questions. What makes a human? What is the true nature of human love? How are humans in space detached from reality? Can logic supersede emotions? Tarkovsky only raises these questions but do not provide the viewers with any direct answers. Ultimately, everything comes down to the point of humanity and human soul. Through Solaris, Tarkovsky wants to show the celebration of life. He hails and celebrates the life on earth and raises questions about repercussion of scientific advancements. No matter how much scientific progress we make, he always despises the artificial, mechanical and robotic form of life. Now let's discuss the story of the film. Chris Kelvin is a psychologist and he has been appointed to visit Solaris, study the behaviors of remaining scientists at the space station above Solaris planet, and decide whether the space station should be allowed to continue operations or decommissioned. Chris's house is situated in beautiful countryside surrounded by trees, birds, ponds, beautiful natural beauty. Before leaving for Solaris, he spends the last day on Earth with his father and a retired cosmonaut named Barton. Earlier, Barton was part of a scientific exploratory team, a Solaris exploration team that tried to explore Solaris. However, he was recalled when he reported some strange incidents in the scientific center, including a 4-meter tall child on the surface of Solaris. His reports were dismissed or rejected by a panel of scientists who referred to those as mere hallucinations. However, the remaining scientists now are sending the same strange reports, and Chris has been appointed to study their behaviors and psyche. Chris boards a spaceship and reaches there at the space station. He is surprised to see that neither Dr. Sartorius nor Dr. Snot, the remaining scientists, greet him. And he also sees that the scientific center is in bizarre, unorganized situation. He comes to know that his friend and the other scientist, Dr. Giberian, has committed suicide. He enters his room and finds a video message that Giberian has left for him, in which Dr. Giberian mentioned his hopelessness and strange happenings at the scientific center. A little later, Chris sees two strangers at the center who were not part of the original crew. And while sleeping, he is utterly astonished to see his late wife Hari, who died 10 years back, sitting on a chair. Later on, Dr. Snot explains to him that these visitors have started appearing since the strong X-ray radiations were projected on the surface of Solaris, and the planet responded to it in a different way by creating these visitors from their memories of them. Chris makes Hari, or the replica of Hari, board a rocket and launches it into outer space. In the evening, the second replica of Hari reappears, but this time Chris is not panicked. He welcomes her calmly, embraces her and kisses her, and they fall asleep together at night. When he leaves Hari for some time, she gets panicked and tries to come out of the room, breaking the wall and injuring herself. However, her wounds get healed automatically. Sartorius and Snot explain to Chris that she is not a human. She is merely a replica of original Hari. And Dr. Sartorius suggests to use a scientific device named the Annihilator to destroy the visitors. And Dr. Snot suggests to use encephalogram process, in which Chris's brainwave will be projected on the oceanic surface of Solaris so that the planet understands human behavior and stops making apparitions. Over time, Hari has become more human, and now she can exist without Chris's presence. At Dr. Snot's birthday party, Sartorius reminds her that she is not a human. Devastated, she tries to commit suicide by drinking liquid oxygen, but awakes painfully a little later. Chris becomes ill and falls asleep, and in his dream he sees his mother. When he gets up, Dr. Snot reads Harry's farewell note, in which she appealed to both the scientists to destroy her. And Dr. Snot says that since the X-ray radiations were projected, the visitors have stopped appearing. Dr. Snot advises Chris to return to Earth, but he does not know what to do, whether he should stay back there or he should return to Earth. And in the final scene, Chris appears to be in his countryside with his father. However, a little later, it is revealed to be an island on the oceanic surface of Solaris. So this is the story. Andrei Tarkovsky was never a big fan of heartless scientific advancements or research at the cost of not only human life but any life. Barton strongly objects to Chris's suggestion to bombard the oceanic surface of Solaris with strong X-ray radiations. He says that we should not destroy something that is incomprehensible. Knowledge is valid only when it is based on morality. But Chris points out that humans only exploit science, and Hiroshima is a terrifying and infamous example of that. Dr. Sartorius also says to Chris when he was collecting blood sample from Hari that this experiment is much better than experiments on rabbits. Tarkovsky's distaste for science is reflected in Chris's father's words. He says that I do not like innovation, and my house has been built the same as my grandfather's house. And the same sentiment is reflected in Dr. Snot's words as well. He says, science? Nonsense. We extend the earth to the border of the cosmos. We want to conquer the cosmos, but we do not need other worlds. What we will do with other worlds? We need a mirror. A man needs a man. Ultimately, it is science that kills Hari, using the annihilator device and using the burst of light and wind. Solaris features the signature styles of Tarkovsky like slow and subtle camera movement, long takes, wide-angle long shots, usage of water, horse, and beautiful nature. And his visions are perfectly portrayed by the magnificent cinematography by cinematographer Vadim Yusuf. He uses J.S. Park's melancholy and soulful music for the scenes of countryside, but he uses the terrifying mechanical sound created by Artemiev for the scenes of Solaris, space station, or any other scenes that involves heartless scientific advancements. There are two scenes for Button's driving scene that continues for 5 minutes almost. He uses Artemyev's electronic music that becomes more chaotic, and then the scene is cut to serene countryside view of Chris's house. In the second scene, the space station loses gravity and Chris and Harry are floating. They embrace each other, and then the scene is cut to the countryside scene. J.S. Bach's music is playing at the background, and then it is cut to the Solaris scene with Artemyev's chaotic and mechanical sound. That's how, using sound, Tarkovsky differentiates between soulful and beautiful earthy life versus the mechanical and artificial life of space. Tarkovsky always despises the artificial form of life. Chris strongly objects to Sartorius when he refers to Dr. Giberian as coward. He says that Dr. Giberian was not a coward. Over time, Dr. Sartorius and Dr. Snot have become artificial and mechanical. They will not understand the mind of Dr. Giberian. Dr. Giberian did not die because he was frightened. He died because he was hopeless of his inability to save mankind. Dr. Snot reads a line that states, "Mankind has lost ability to sleep." And the same sentiment is reflected in Dr. Sartorius' word. He is represented as if he only vouches for science and he does not care about human life. He says that all these heartbreaking lamentations are nothing but second-rate Dostoevsky. A man was created by nature so that he can learn her ways. In his constant search for truth, he is condemned to knowledge. Everything else is a whim. Science cannot wipe out our memories and past life. Harry's appearance and disappearance are metaphors for that. Even if we travel to a different planet, our memories and blissful life cannot be erased from us. Chris did not forget that, and when Harry appears at the space station, he desperately wants to be with her. He does not want to lose her. Even he does not mind staying back at the space station. After all, Solaris is the celebration of life on Earth. The colors and vigors of life cannot be erased from us. Those will always stay as we are humans. Dr. Giberian missed Earth so painfully and so deeply that he created a paper strip and attached that to air ventilators so that he can get a feel of rustling of leaves. Even Dr. Snot uses it and Dr. Sartorius uses it too, but he does not admit. he uses it hidden. So all these things show that Tarkovsky wants to celebrate life through Solaris, and he despises the artificial and robotic form of life. He condemns the space exploration that involves our inability to retain our humanity or human qualities. He does not want that. Solaris is Tarkovsky's ode to love. Dr. Sartorius and Dr. Snot explain to Chris that Hari is not real, she is not human, she is merely a replica. But Chris does not care. After all, he wants to be with Hari. He deeply loves Hari and he does not mind staying back at the space station at any cost. And later on, Dr. Snot admits that he has lost heart and humans have lost dignity and characters. He further says that we have lost our sense of the cosmic, and the ancient understood it perfectly. They never would have asked why or what for. When Chris says to him that he is a good person but he looks awful, Dr. Snot tells him that does not a man who has given up his life just to make a contact with the planet does not have the right to get drunk? So all these dialogues show that it is ultimately Tarkovsky's ode to love, and everybody understands it, even though they do not reveal, but they understand. And Tarkovsky shows that ultimately humans stay in illusion. They have not grasped the true meaning of life. Chris asks Dr. Snot that don't you feel a connection to the life down there? And Dr. Snot tells him that we should not ask all these questions regarding life or any eternal themes at this stage. Those should be asked when we are about to exit this world at the end. But Chris argues that we do not know when life will end. And Dr. Snot replies that that makes us practically immortal. That sense that we do not know when our life will end. So that means Tarkovsky shows that ultimately as humans we stay in illusion. We have not grasped the true meaning of life. And in the end, Chris does not know whether he should return to Earth or he should stay back there. But why should he stay back there? He does not harbor the hope that Hari will return. Then why should he stay back there? For new miracles? Chris does not know. And in the end, we see him exactly in his countryside with his father, though it is revealed little later that it is an island formed on the surface of planet Solaris. So this is such a fantastic film, and I hope you have already seen this film, and Tarkovsky is a great filmmaker, so you must watch this film if you have not watched yet. So that's it. I hope that you will take care of yourself and your family members. Please keep wearing masks and take proper precautions. And until I make the next video, thank you so much for watching this. Keep supporting me. Please subscribe to my channel. That request goes again. And press the bell icon so that you do not miss regular updates. Ask me something if you have any question. Put it down below in the comment section. And until I make the next video, thank you so much for watching, and thank you and bye.